Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of the Functional Longevity Podcast, where we give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. I'm your host, Chris Porter, best-selling author and owner of Y.E.S Fitness. Let me first thank you for taking time from your busy day to listen to what I have to say. Before we get started, let me first thank our sponsor, Y.E.S Fitness. Most people lose the ability to enjoy life as they age. At Y.E.S Fitness, we help people age 40 plus get fit so they can live longer and enjoy those extra years doing the things they love to do. Some quick housekeeping: if you want to get a timestamp or a transcript of today's broadcast, head on over to yesfitnessct.com. Scroll across the top till you hit the podcast button, and that will give you access to any one of our 308 episodes. You can also get this broadcast wherever podcasts can be found. See the exciting brain boost from high-intensity interval training. Today, we're diving into a fascinating study from the University of Queensland that shed light on how high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, can significantly improve brain function in older adults. And here's the kicker: it's not just a short-term boost. The benefits can last up to 5 years. So let's explore the details. For those who don't know, high-intensity interval training, or commonly known as HIIT, is a form of exercise that alternates short bursts of intense activity with periods of lower intensity or rest. But how does this tie into brain health? To answer this, we need to delve into the study conducted by Professor Barry Bartlett and his team at the University of Queensland. According to the research published in Aging and Disease, 6 months of HIIT was enough to flick the switch in old adults, improving their cognitive function. Professor Bartlett explained that their earlier preclinical work had already shown that exercise can activate stem cells and increase the production of neurons in the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for learning and memory. In earlier preclinical work, researchers discovered exercise can activate stem cells and increase the production of neurons in the hippocampus, improving cognition. For this study, they enlisted a large cohort of healthy volunteers aged between 65 and 85 years. These participants engaged in a 6-month exercise program and underwent biomarker and cognitive testing, along with high-resolution brain scans. 5 years later, the researchers followed up and found something remarkable. The cognitive improvements persisted even if the participants hadn't maintained their exercise routines. So let me repeat that because it is amazing. Researchers found, once they followed up with them 5 years later, after the program, and incredibly, they still had improved cognition even if they hadn't kept up with the exercise. The implications of these findings are profound. It's a simple intervention. A little intervention, just exercise, can change the trajectory of aging and keep people cognitively healthier for longer. We could potentially mitigate the enormous personal, economic, and social costs associated with dementia. Now let's break down the specifics of the exercise regimen used in the study. Participants were divided into 3 groups based on their intensity of their workout. The first group was low intensity, predominantly focused on motor function, balance, and stretching. The second group had medium intensity. That was a brisk walk on a treadmill. And the third group had high intensity, which included 4 cycles of running on a treadmill at near maximal effort. The high-intensity group showed the most significant and lasting cognitive improvements. We talk about intensity all the time. If you're going to do it, get it done. On high-resolution MRI scans, researchers observed structural and connectivity changes in the hippocampus. These changes were directly correlated with your improvements in cognition. Dr. Daniel Blackmore, one of the lead researchers, highlighted the role of the biomarkers in this study. We'll quote him. We saw structural and connectivity changes in the hippocampus and found blood biomarkers that changed in correlation to improvements in cognition. Biomarkers can be useful in predicting the effectiveness of exercise on a person's doing. This study isn't the only one pointing into the benefits of HIIT. Numerous other pieces of research have shown that HIIT can improve cardiovascular health, boost metabolism, and enhance muscle strength. But what makes this particular study stand out is the long-term brain health benefits. Aging is one of the biggest risk factors for dementia. And with one of the 3 people aged 85 and above likely to develop the disease, these findings offer a glimmer of hope. So what's the next step here? Dr. Blackmore and his team are looking for genetic factors that might regulate a person's response to exercise. This could help tailor exercise programs to individualize and maximize their benefits. Their findings can inform exercise guidelines for older adults, and further research can assess different types of exercise that could be incorporated into age caring. Sorry about that. In practical terms, incorporating HIIT into your routine doesn't have to be daunting. It can be as simple as alternating between fast and slow walking or running, doing intense bursts of activity with periods of rest in between. The key is consistency in pushing your limits, even if it's just a short burst. Performing high-intensity interval training effectively involves following a structured approach that maximizes benefits while minimizing the risk of injury. So here's some guidelines that can help you to get started with your HIIT training. Let's start off by warming up. 5 to 10 minutes warm up to prepare the body for intense exercise. This can include just some light jogging, some dynamic stretches, a dynamic warm up, or even some exercise like jumping jacks. Let's get the heart rate up a little bit. Let's prepare the body for the exercise. Then we're going to choose the exercise you're going to do. Select exercise with large, multiple muscle groups. So we're not choosing bicep curls or tricep extensions. We want to do squats, lunges, something that's going to get the heart rate up quickly. So here's some popular HIIT exercises, some that I would do and some that I would never do. Sprinting, I certainly do. Burpees, I would never do. Jump starts, I do, but I know some people can't jump. There's mountain climbers, high knees, bicycle crunches. You can use ropes, medicine balls, kettlebells, anything that's going to get that heart rate up quickly. So the next part is how to structure your workout. So typical HIIT workout alternates between short bursts of intense activity with periods of rest or lower intensity exercises. So here's some common structures. These are all work to rest fixed. So you got 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. That's Tabata style. You only need to do that 8 times if you're doing it correctly. 20 on, 10 off, 8 times, you should be exhausted. There could be a 30 seconds of high intensity followed by 30 seconds of rest. That's challenging because 30 seconds of rest, if you're really working hard, isn't that much. And if you're not getting enough rest, you're not going to actually have an interval of a high intensity. It's all become a steady state. Or you could do 1 minute of high intensity followed by 1 to 2 minutes of rest, which makes more sense to me because you need to make sure you get enough rest. That's all fixed work to fixed rest. You could also perform a fixed work with a variable rest using a heart rate monitor. So you might work for 30 seconds and then you're going to rest until your heart rate comes down to the point where you need to go again. That rest may take 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever it is, but that would be a fixed work to fixed rest. You could do a fixed work to a variable rest. The best is to go from variable work to variable rest using a heart rate monitor. This way you're going to work to the intensity, you're going to work real hard. When your heart rate hits 90% of heart rate max, then you're going to rest till you get back down to around 70% of heart rate max. It's whether it's taking you 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or 15 seconds to get your heart rate up. It could take you 30 seconds, 45 or a minute to get your heart rate down, but we're assured by getting a true interval effect by using a heart rate monitor. So if you have any questions about that, you certainly get a hold of me. But that's what we find, and that's what the research shows to be the best interval training. not fixed work and fixed rest, but a variable work to variable rest. And then you want to make sure you get a cool down, finish your workout down with a cool down, or your heart rate down gradually. Can just include some static stretching, some walking to help reduce some muscle soreness, maybe do a little more flexibility work, things like that. So frequency and progression. So how often should we be doing this? For how long? Well, you can start off with one session a week, work your way up to 2, maybe 3. Make sure that you might be getting some low intensity training in between that. So if you work with some HIIT on Monday, do a little low intensity work on Tuesday to help you recover. Can you do HIIT training every day of the week? You certainly can. I'm not sure it's something you want to do because of the risk of injury, because of fatigue. You don't need to do it for a long time. HIIT training can be as short as 4 minutes like Tabata, or maybe as long as 30 minutes. I wouldn't go much more than 30 minutes because can you really work intensely after 30 minutes? And we're just going to progress this as long as you get fitter. You're going to increase your intensity, maybe increase the duration of the high intensity work, reduce your rest periods, add more rounds, add a day. But take it slow. You don't need to kill yourself on this. Listen to your body. High intensity can be demanding. So pay attention to how your body feels during and after each workout. If you experience any kind of pain, as opposed to general discomfort, fatigue, consider modifying the exercising or seeking some professional advice. You don't want to get hurt. It's not necessary. So remember to start slow. Start with short intervals and work your way up from there. More focus on maintaining good form to prevent injury, especially during the high intensity part. Stay hydrated, get enough sleep, all those types of things. And if you have any underlying conditions, you want to make sure that you're going to consult your physician before you were to start any kind of HIIT training. So HIIT offers numerous benefits beyond the cognitive. It improves your cardiovascular health. It improves your metabolism or increase your metabolism, and then it can enhance muscle strength. And as we said before, have some cognitive function improvements. Plus, it's time effective. It's a great option for those with busy schedules. So get started now because you can see the benefits can be long-term so that when we are aging, we're still able to think and move and do the things we love to do. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you need any help with any of this, certainly get a hold of me. Be more than happy to give you a hand with it. You can call me, email me, stop by the gym. Any one of our coaches would be happy to help you with this type of thing. So thanks again for watching. Have a great evening, and you can look for more information next Tuesday on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better.